Well, we know that these raids are taking place at the moment at the headquarters of Paris 2024 in the Paris suburb of Saint-Denis. Now, it is worth saying it's only just over a year until the Olympic Games start in Paris at the sort of latter end of July, though obviously will be followed by the Paralympics. So it is fairly pressing. An awful lot of effort has already been made to prepare the city for this statement event, something that Paris has held before, but which is clearly considered one of the great events, not just in sport, but in the world. And the city is preparing for that. You go to Paris, you were already told information about the forthcoming Olympics, but a lot of effort was put into the ticket ballots that are ongoing. And yet within all this, suddenly this announcement, not only that the offices have been raided, that investigators are looking into claims of fraud and favouritism, but that these also relate back years, that these are a result of two investigations, we understand, one of which actually dates back to about 2017, so right to the very earliest days when this Olympic bid was being put together. That is to do with the suspected embezzlement of public funds and favouritism, and was launched by the prosecutor's office. The other investigation, much more recent, we understand dates back to 2022 and followed on from an audit carried out by the French anti-corruption agency. So information coming out all the time. Office says that this targets people who are suspected of a conflict of interest and also of favouritism in the awarding of contracts connected to the Olympic Games, including contracts reached by the organising committee and the company which is Solideo, who are in charge of Olympic facilities. Now, it is no great surprise that over the course of the Olympics, there have always been controversies that have gone alongside the carrying out of games and indeed the preparation for them. It's almost a matter of course, but very often these things, these corruption allegations in the past have surrounded the International Olympic Committee. This is something rather different. This is to do with the organising committee who are putting these games together. These raids are continuing. They came clearly as a huge surprise, as indeed that the police and prosecutors would have wanted them to do. Really, we're finding out the information almost in real time. There was an email was sent around to staff, I understand, within the organising committee offices up there in Saint-Denis, telling them we're being raided at the moment and you must cooperate. And I think this is something that the French authorities will want to address, and they will want to do it cleanly. One of the reasons you bid for an Olympics with the enormous multi-billion-pound cost price tag that comes alongside it is for the international prestige it brings you. Right now, I imagine that the French government, the French organising committee, will be feeling rather annoyed that those offices you are looking there are not so much the focal point for prestige, but right now, the focal point for a very different sort of attention.